Hey guys, today is a part 2 to my previous video about the gathering professions. Today we're going to cover the remainder. Starting off with mining, as you can see we're back in the UI, showing off each of the different things that you can mine, um, with the little icons as they're going to show up on your compass on the top of your screen. Moving on here, I'm going to break it down into the different types of ore and kind of what they're each used for. And then show what they look like. So starting off, we have the normal or the crafting ores. We have iron, the star metal, and this last one, I'm going to 100% butcher that. So however you think that's said, I'll let you say it. So these ones, they coincide with the different levels, at least in the preview, of weapons and armor. But in between iron and star metal, there's steel, and I'll talk about that later. Moving on to the next type, which is the precious ore. The silver, gold, and platinum. They're used to make earrings, necklaces, amulets, all that stuff that give you extra little bonuses on stats. And they come a little later. The last one's kind of a mix of others. And we're going to start off with the Alchemy Stones, which very similar, almost identical to the magical plants. In my last video, they're used to get alchemy ingredients. Oil, really big one. This is how you make steel. Combined with iron, it comprises the second tier of crafting, and it takes a little while to get into a zone that you can actually mine it, and I'll show you that later. The last one is, of course, the boulders, and in that you saw the lodestone, and that's used to upgrade settlements and your forts for wars and whatnot later on in the game. Really, I haven't found any other use for them, but they definitely help to level up the mining skill. So you can see here I am mining iron ore. The animation's pretty good. I really like the sound to it. It has a nice tunk, the good echo. The nodes themselves are just okay. Nothing stand out about it. But in this next one, it's a good example. You're gonna see this is how you get gems, and gems are used in conjunction with the precious ore to make the earrings and necklaces, and that's where you get the stats from. The other thing to note, the chunk of spark metal, you can use that. It kind of like enchants your weapon to do electrical damage. So this is the lodestone. I like the model. It's shiny, it's bright. That kind of shows off, especially when it's dark. It's cool. Not much uses for it yet. I didn't really use it for anything, but it's kind of cool. So this next one is the model for the seeping stone, which is oil. So this is what it looks like. As you can see on the top of the screen, the compass, the little oil drop shows you where it is if you have it leveled high enough. This is what it looks like. Another thing to note is after you finish mining it, it stays the same way, so it's still there. It shows you where it is, but you have to wait for it to respawn. After this one, I'm going to pop the map up and show you where I found it, because it was kind of hard to come by, at least in the preview. The area was Weaver's Fen, and it's just south of the settlement here. As you can see in this area here, there was 2 or 3 nodes. It usually spawned enough that I could run back and forth and only have to wait a little bit. So these are the Alchemy Stones, very similar to like the shock bulb, the shock spires you saw there. This Blight Crag, the exact same as the Blight Root. I really like how they did these models. I think they did a great job with that. So next I'm going to talk about the logging skill. Wood is used for a variety of things, a lot of furniture, obviously weapons, arrows. I'm probably missing something, but those are the main things right now. There was 3 different types of trees. The regular ones, which you see right here, which is just comprised 90% of the trees in the game. They all give you the same thing. Some, depending on your skill and the size of the tree, will give you more or less wood. But I really like the animation here. It looks really cool. The trees, when they fall, they kind of interact with the terrain. If they hit a rock, they kind of twist off of it. If they hit another tree, they roll off of it before falling. So all in all, I thought it was really cool. The 2 other types of trees, there's the the weirwood, which I'm going to show here. It's a really cool animation, or a really cool model rather. Some nice blue coming through it. It's easy to spot. I mean, you can tell right here that this tree is different than the rest of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't high enough level to harvest it, but they were there. The last one is ironwood, which I didn't even find in the preview, but it's there. Hopefully, in the next beta, I'll be able to find it and give you guys an update. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is tracking and skinning. It's how you get hides for leather for crafting and meat for cooking. As you can see there, the icons are all the same, depending on the different types of animal. They just go by size. It's really helpful when you're out in the world, because some things like the big cats are quite difficult to fight, especially if they're higher level. If you're trying to gather things in an area that might be a little too much for you, it makes things easier to avoid. As you can see here, I'm actually a level higher than this wolf, and he's really giving me the business. But just like every other the gathering animations, I think they've done a great job with this one. I mean, that's not like too gruesome or anything like that. It's very obvious that you're skinning an animal, and I think they've done a good job with that. As you can see from the last two things, I got rawhide and red meat. Obviously the rawhide to make the leather, and the red meat for cooking. Sometimes you just get one of the rawhide. Something to note: the alligators, I killed multiple, and every time I skinned them, the only thing I got from it was experience. Now I don't know if I wasn't a high enough level for it, or if that's just something they haven't done yet, but so you know, don't expect to get hide from them. Lastly, I want to point out that if you intend on playing with a bow, that make sure when you see chickens or turkeys or whatever, make sure you kill them and skin them, because that's how you get feathers, which is something that you need to make arrows. So, and that was the only place I could find them. So make sure, if you intend to play with the bow, just keep it in the back of your mind. If you see the icon come up, it's a great thing to remember. Anyways, thanks for watching today's video, guys. I really appreciate you coming by. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or just comments, absolutely leave them there. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll always respond. If there's something that you'd like to see changed in the format of the video, please let me know. I'm definitely open to changing things. Anyways, have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.